Hello everyone, this is the Leech bringing you a cast today, best of 3 between OptikZero, the pink Protoss in the top right corner, and RootCatz, the yellow Zerg in the bottom left corner. This is on an ICC Cup map. I'm not sure what the exact name of it is, but it is a very interesting little map here. There's a narrow portion that comes up to the natural expansion, and actually the only way to get into the base is after the natural expansion here, so should be a fairly interesting game. I just got back from Five Guys Burgers in Bellingham, and I'm feeling quite fantastic. Had a bacon double cheeseburger, and it was amazing. If you guys haven't been there, you should go there. It's pretty much like a Subway, but burgers. You go up there and they take your order, and then you say what you want on it, and it's just freaking amazing. So that's really all I have to say about that. There's a pylon coming down up here for the Protoss near his natural, and there's 2 mineral patches up here that look like will assist in walling him off, but there's only 20 minerals in them, so could be quite easy to get rid of. OptikZero is going to come down here and start doing some of his scouting. I'm actually going to steak tonight too, so I'm pretty excited about that. I love steak, and I guess you could call me a connoisseur of sorts because I go to steak all the flipping time. Anyways, if you guys haven't tried Five Guys Burgers, definitely check it out. Hope you guys are enjoying the video still, and I hope that if you are, you will subscribe so you can see all the cool new stuff that's going to come out. Looks like OptikZero is going to be trying to stop the expansion here of RootCatz, but Katz is just going to leave and actually turns back around and is going to lay down his expansion. So very tricky move by Katz. OptikZero did not seem to be expecting that at all. OptikZero here throwing down a forge at the expansion there so he can start doing his wall off. Take a look at our production tab here. He does have one probe coming up here to just mine by himself. He's a little too cool for the guys with the other mineral patches. He's like, I'm pretty sure I can mine my own base, so F you guys. A spawning pool coming down for RootCatz now, as well as some drones still coming out here because, you know, that's all he can make. So once again, I don't know where this best of 3 is from, if they were just doing it for fun, or it is from an ICC Cup map. So perhaps from a series in the ICC Cup. I don't think it is though. Anyways, I digress. There's a cannon coming down for OptikZero in the base next to that natural of RootCatz. So very impressive. He was trying to use these mineral patches to help him wall himself off, but RootCatz actually came up and started mining out of them. So we do have, it looks like, 1 cannon here about to finish and 2 more on the way. So a cannon rush, very interesting, and I don't see how Katz will be able to stop this cannon rush. Oh, he actually is going to cancel that hatch. So very impressive move by him. And in response to that, OptikZero cancels the 2 cannons. So both players really being on top of things, not going to lose things unnecessarily or make things unnecessarily. Good move by both, and do you expect any less? There's 2 gas up for RootCatz now, so it looks like he's going to be doing a little one-base play to pump out some units here, and we'll see what he decides to go with. Still just some drones coming out right now. Looks like the natural expansion of OptikZero is coming down as well. Just for the heck of it, we'll take a look at the APM of our players here. It looks like OptikZero is doing about double of RootCatz here. There's a gateway coming down for OptikZero, and RootCatz is getting the layer in his main. OptikZero's APM still a lot higher, so that's kind of an interesting little tab to look at. Roach Warren coming down for RootCatz as well. So it's doing some Roach 1 base play, probably to get rid of this cannon up here, so he can finally get his expansion down and start doing some work. Actually, a hatchery coming down in the base of OptikZero. 2 cannons being warped in though. They should be able to stop this hatchery, and I will be surprised if this is not cancelled. These 2 cannons will easily be able to stomp this here, so we'll see what they decide to do. The layer's just about finished for RootCatz, and first gateway about finished here. 1 cannon does come down, and it is going to finish. The other one is cancelled by OptikZero, and another photon cannon started, as well as another gateway here in the main base. There's an assimilator coming down from him as well. Roach Warren about to finish at the same time as the layer and this proxy hatchery here in the base of OptikZero. So very interesting that he actually let that finish. A Spire coming down as well for RootCatz down here in his main. So apparently going to try and do some 1-base mutalist play, but he does have his natural expansion also going up here. So very interesting play here. We'll see if he's going to decide to do anything with his larvae. Yes, he is. He's going to make 3 roaches. I'm not sure if they're actually going to be able to get any damage out. There is a cannon here and another one warping in up here. So really, I think his damage is going to be quite limited. There's a cybernetics core just now finishing for OptikZero as well. Spire's about halfway done. for RootCatz, and there's a Zealot here on the creep. These cannons are going to get a few free shots off on these roaches, and the Zealot's going to try and chase these down. The proxy hatch goes down, and these roaches will easily be able to kite that Zealot if they want to. He's going to head back to the cannons for some safety. A lot of probes being pulled off the natural expansion to come and surround these roaches, and he is going to take those roaches down. There's no way he's going to be able to stop that. And this other roach is going to be killed here, I'm sure, by this Zealot. Spire is just finishing up now, and as well as the natural expansion for RootCatz. OptikZero does have a decent wall off here, and his Nexus is finished with some cannon for support. 2 Mutilus on the way. Mutilus even. Mutilus. That's how impressive I am. I cannot even talk right. This Stalker is going to finish off this Overlord here. He's got nowhere to go. And a Queen on the way as well for RootCatz. So these Mutas probably going to try and do some harass with them. There is cannons though in a few different spots here, so we'll see if he's actually able to get any damage off. He's chrono boosting out probes now, and does have speed on the way for his Zerglings. RootCatz. Warp Gate research has been started, and another gateway coming down right now. Still chrono boosting out probes, and getting a 3rd gas up here at the natural. More Mutilus being pumped out right now, and there is 2 Stalkers here heading up to the base of RootCatz. See if he actually tries to poke in, or if he's just trying to make RootCatz afraid a little bit. They're starting to attack the roach here. There is a group of Mutas heading out, so we'll follow them for a little bit and see where they're going to go to. Stalker still in the base there of RootCatz. Starting to do damage there. So I'm going to start attacking this hatchery and see what they can pull off here. I'm not sure if they're actually going to be able to kill that. Zerglings popping out for RootCatz, and these Mutas are now starting to head in for some damage. Gonna be able to kill a few probes at least, but the probes are all running away. Oh, getting a few more probe kills, some more gateways finishing up for OptikZero, and more Mutilus on the way, so this harass could be very effective by RootCatz. Speed is just about finishing for the Zerglings, and OptikZero does have a robotics bay coming down. Lots of damage done to these probes, but this cannon is probably going to ward off those Mutilus. These Stalkers still working on this hatchery, and they are doing some decent damage. I'm not sure if RootCatz is going to be able to stop that. Mutilus still flying around, getting more probe kills. If we take a look at the units lost tab, RootCatz is a bit ahead, about 300 minerals less lost for him, so... But he did just lose a hatchery, and that's going to tie it up. This natural did end up going down. Those Stalkers were able to finish it off with the protection of that cannon. Cats could not come engaged. Lots of Zerglings rushing in now, though, and the Stalkers are surrounded. Mutilus coming in to help as well. And going back to the production tab, more Mutilus on the way. These Mutilus still doing damage here. No cannons put down in the mineral lines, and this is amazing that OptikZero has still declined to put down some cannons there. It would definitely stop any sort of harass. More Stalkers being warped out, and that is going to send the Mutas home, as they are a little damaged here. All the Stalkers here are taken out, as well as that cannon. So RootCatz losing that expansion, I guess just once. He canceled it the first time, so he didn't technically lose at that time, but it's being prevented from coming down, and OptikZero is going to be on 2 base a lot longer than RootCatz has been able to. More probes being transferred back and forth to make sure he has the right amount on either base, and that natural expansion is coming down again. More Mutilus harass happening, but OptikZero is very quick to move those probes backwards. Mutilus just picking off any probes that they possibly can here. Actually started attacking the cannon for a second, decided it was not going to be worthwhile, and going to be hitting that assimilator a little bit. 3rd expansion coming down for RootCatz in the top left corner here. If OptikZero does not head out, he could fall behind here. There is an observer coming out for him, and it is rallied up to this area. So he's probably just going to leave here to watch out for the Muta harass. Mutilus is still moving around everywhere. Do have an infestation pit coming down, and a Twilight Council coming down for OptikZero. Infestation pit for RootCatz, of course. And with that buff to infestors, they're probably going to be quite ridiculous. Mutilus still taking out some more probes here, being very annoying with them. Those 2 hatches are just about to finish, and Blink has been started for OptikZero, so that should be very interesting. With Blink Stalkers, he should be able to cut off this Mutilus harass quite a bit, and he is chrono boosting that Blink right now. Total of looks like about 5 warp gates out. Still chrono boosting out probes. Mutilus still flying around everywhere they can to do damage, and they are doing quite well with it. Take a look at our units lost tab again, and RootCatz has killed about 1,000 more minerals worth of units than OptikZero has. That blink's about halfway done, and it looks like our pathogen glands upgrade has been started, and it's also about halfway done. See if the blink is still being chrono boosted. It is not right this second. There it goes now. More stalkers being warped in. And this third is finished for RootCatz. He's getting a queen out right now. It's going to start getting some drones going there, I'm sure. 3 infestors on the way right now for RootCatz. Muta's still flying around, just taking a peek, making sure nothing too fishy is going on. Blink just now finishing pathogen glands, about to complete as well. Pathogen glands. Goodness gracious. I cannot talk. It's amazing. Amazing. A large transfer of drones headed up to that third base, and the Mutalisk coming in to poke again to do more damage. We'll see if OptikZero is going to be able to shut it down before it happens. He does have a large group of stalkers right here that's going to ward off those Mutalisks, but I don't believe RootCatz actually lost any. So being 29 supply ahead right now, he's got to be feeling pretty good. Looking at our APM tab, the average RootCatz sitting at 128, which seems very low for a Zerg player. Most Zergs are usually spammy players, and by spammy I don't mean that as a bad thing, they just usually have very high APM. Back to our production, we do see a Dark Shrine coming down for OptikZero, so very interesting play by him. An Overseer, though, coming out for RootCatz, almost complete even. And the Dark Shrine is coming down right here below the mineral line. Mutalisk still flying around, not necessarily doing any damage right now, but definitely keeping OptikZero on his feet, on his toes even. So the Mutalisk coming in again, more Mutalisk being created. Have a few infestors out now. If we take a look at our units tab, we'll see we have 7 infestors out, so those are going to start gaining energy and be very dangerous with that fungal growth, with that new buff that they got. It is very intense, very intense. We do have a spore crawler here coming down for RootCatz at this expansion. It's almost like he knew the DTs were coming. I'm not sure if he scouted that. Let's take a look at his site. No, he is not, but I guess he can assume he's a little bit ahead right now. And so just thinking about the ways that he could possibly lose, knowing that that could be one invisible unit since he didn't have any detection, so he got that Overseer and getting a Spore Crawler as well. Baneling Nest coming down for RootCatz. Very interesting choices by him. It looks like he's going for a fairly strange mixture of Banelings, Mutalisks, and Infestors. So interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. 2 Dark Templars being warped in right now for OptikZero, as well as ground armor coming in for OptikZero right now. He is about 40 supply behind right now, so he's going to need to make a big two base push in order to catch up here. We have a Hydralisk Den coming down as well for RootCatz. Blinkstalker's able to take out a few units. There is 2 DTs here starting to head into the main, and gonna run in and 2-shot that Infestor real quick. There is an Overseer here though, so if he's not careful, looks like the DTs do move a little bit faster than the Overseer, or so it appears. But he actually surrounds the DT with Zerglings, as he can barely get a hint of that invisibility, and it looks like he's going to try and do it again and hold position, and he is blocking